Are you ready to turn small tweaks into big results in your Teachers Pay Teachers store? Whether you're a seasoned TPT seller or just starting out, today I'm sharing the exact strategies that I use to hit the goals that I want to make every single month, whether it's this month or another month during the year. Stick around to the end because these tips could mean the difference between a breakthrough and steady sales for the entire year. Let's dive in. Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly and today we're going to talk about some TPT breakthroughs that have really helped my own store hit income goals on a monthly basis and the clients that I've worked with. Let's dive into the things that you could be working on, whether it's this month or any month that you're actually watching this video. First up, let's talk about how to leverage seasonal and holiday products. Every month has its own theme, whether it's back to school, fall, test prep season, summer school. There's a theme for every month of the school year, even the months that we're not in school. Aligning your own products with these could end up boosting your sales in a way that you didn't know was possible. And I love the idea of having a theme in your store with different product lines because you can build upon them slowly over time. So here's what you can do to make that happen. You can bundle items for increased value. So let's say you had one product made for every season and it was a similar product, but you just have them kind of isolated in your store and they're not together. What if you could bundle them and then a teacher could buy all four instead of one at a time, and you could increase their value and make more money on that sale? Let's go with an example because you know that I love giving you examples. I'm a very visual learner myself. So let's say that you had a set of spring themed bell ringers for math. Pair that with math fact activities, and you would have two products that could easily be bundled together, and that would increase the likelihood of solving more than one problem for your ideal customer. Another thing you can do to increase your sales right now, you could update existing listings with fresh thumbnails and using those seasonal keywords. So TPT often puts out a list of keywords for the year, and you could go through that and kind of divide and conquer and see what you already have in your store and what you could create to bundle, like the example that I just came up with. So you're not constantly reinventing the wheel, but you're freshening things up and giving your ideal customer more variety in your store when they shop. Think about what teachers are searching for this time of year, whatever month that you're actually watching this, and instead of creating a product that's just titled math activities, going back to the previous example that I gave you, what about spring math bell ringers for elementary students? We're getting really specific on that, and I did that in last week's video, so go check that one out. I gave lots of examples of how you could get more specific so your keywords will actually pop up in the search bar. Remember that even small tweaks can make your resources stand out in a crowded marketplace. I know that a lot of times it's not the fun thing to do, tweaking a product, whether it's the title, the description, the thumbnails, preview, adding a new product in a bundle. But those are the things that really do move the needle forward, and the most successful sellers spend time every week doing these things so that their store can continue to grow and not stay stagnant. All right, the second tip I'm going to give you that you could do right now is optimizing your TPT storefront. So shifting gears over into what the storefront is all about. Your storefront is like a digital shop window. It's the first impression buyers get. We have to make that count. Here's some things that you could focus on to freshen this up and get more sales over the next month. Update your featured products to match what your current customers' needs are or trends that you've noticed in your data. So not just your top sellers, maybe they have nothing to do with your niche and you just really had some great keywords. So what could those 4 featured products be that were actually going to get people to buy more in your store? If it's test prep season, for example, and you have a best-selling math centers activity during that time, that could be something that you highlighted in your featured products. Next, you might want to refresh your About Me section with a short note that reflects the month. So, for example, something like, looking for engaging spring activities, check out my bestsellers now. that's pretty generic. You're gonna wanna get more niche focused and really tailor that to whatever it is that your store does for teachers. Next, you're gonna want to make your product previews crystal clear, detailed, inviting. A great preview can be the difference between a click and a sale, putting something in their cart or walking away. Think of it as setting the stage for your resources to truly shine. My third tip is going to be that engaging your audience with marketing is the chef's kiss of next level things that you could be doing to increasing your sales this month. Marketing your resources is truly where the magic happens. Even the best products need a little push to reach the right audience. So here are 3 ways that you can engage your audience right now. So the first thing is you could post an eye-catching visual on social media. Of course, this could go in your stories, or it could be a carousel post. And then not just a picture, but I often like a text overlay to go with this so that we're highlighting the benefit and features of a product, but also sharing what this product will do for teachers. And you can really do that by getting in the mind of the ideal teacher who's going to be shopping in your store. And this is something that I think works really well when you are that teacher. When you've created the solutions for your own classroom and you're using them, it's so easy for you to talk about the problems that they solve because they're solving them currently in your own classroom. I also like doing story sequences, talking about the problem, and then the solution is going to be your product, and you don't have to be salesy with this. A lot of times you don't even have to have a link in your stories. You could just talk about it and then people will DM you like, hey, where do I get that? And that's what we want. We want to have engaging conversations and building relationships with TPT customers and not just viewing them as dollar signs. We want to be helping them. Remember that helping mindset, serving heart is going to get you so much further than if you're just obsessed with making money. Okay, next, this is kind of a next level suggestion. If you don't have an email list, it's something that I could definitely help you with, but emailing your list with timely suggestions. I recommend that you have planned out what you're going to email your list about every quarter. It doesn't have to be every week, all completely planned out for the year, but knowing a few months ahead of time is really going to help your sales. So for example, again with the test prep season, if you know that your customers on your email list love your test prep activities, you could email them needing last minute test prep, click out this ready to use bundle while you've talked and nurtured them the whole email and then given them the solution so that they just have to click. It's Monday morning, 7 a.m. They see your email and they know that they're getting ready for a big test. Great, I'm gonna click this and I know it's going to be a resource that I trust because I love getting emails from this TPT seller. Another thing you can do to kind of boost sales if you're looking for that in your store right now is you can always offer a flash sale or offer a discount on a popular bundle. And again, this could be something that you send to your email list first and then share it out over social media. I don't recommend doing this all the time because you don't want to train your customers that everything's always a discount, but there are key times during the year where a discount might help them actually put the item in their cart and then eventually buy more from you down the road. Of course, a limited time offer like that creates urgency and it encourages a buyer to take action, and ultimately that's what you are trying to do. Inside of From Zero to Cha-Ching, I do have a flash email sale sequence, so you can plug and play and turn that into your own TPT shop for your customers. And I've had great success with this exact email sequence. I offer it a couple times a year and it does really work. A bonus tip right now for you, a pro tip you might want to call it, when you're creating your marketing content, always focus on how your product benefits the teacher and their students. If you start there, it gets a lot easier to create that content. Okay, tip number 4, I want you to start thinking about planning for the next month. While you're promoting this month's products, don't forget to look ahead. You know, we want to have our eyes always facing forward, but we are looking in the side view mirror all the time too, to make that kind of a point of reference that might make you understand that. So planning for next month will save you time and decrease your stress. And so if that is something you struggle with, I totally get that, and likely your TPT store just does not have the strong foundation that it really needs yet. A great selling TPT store has marketing strategies and they are planned out months ahead. And so always remember that's something you can send me a DM over on Instagram and chat with me about. I work with sellers on this all the time, and you are probably just missing a few key things in your foundation and are waiting to take your store to the next level, but until those holes get fixed, it's gonna be tricky. So here's what you can do if you're wanting to plan ahead right now. You can identify upcoming holidays, seasonal trends. For example, if it's March, then you could start thinking about spring break for teachers or Women's History Month, just to name a few. There's tons of things you could look up. Start working on products now so that they're ready when teachers actually need them. If I'm going to the TPT search bar as a customer on the day that I want something, that's likely what I'm gonna do. I want the thing to be there already. If I'm planning a week ahead as a teacher, that's what I personally like to do. If it's already there, then I can grab it and put it out and make copies ahead of time. So we know that there's different types of like type A, type B teachers. And if you have things ready ahead of time, then not only is it going to make more sales, but your marketing assets are gonna be so much easier to prepare for these customers because you know it's coming up. Like a month from now, I know I'm going to promote this. So I have my Pinterest pins ready. I have a blog post ready. All the next level things in your TPT store that you need to be planning ahead for. Another tip for that would be just balancing the time that you're spending promoting current products and creating new ones. We have to be thinking a few steps ahead like a chess game. And in order to do that, having a well-curated plan is going to help you not only plan out what you want to talk about, but not feel stressed when you get on Instagram and you're like, well, shoot, what do I talk about today? What do my customers even need? I promise you it will help alleviate a ton of stress. A little preparation today sets you up for future success, and that's always been the case for me, and I know that you probably identify with that. Anytime that you've done well with something, you planned ahead. A bonus tip for this video is something that I see other TPT sellers doing, and if it's done right, it can be really great, and that would be planning a collaboration with other TPT sellers if you are trying to boost sales. So what I mean by that is you know someone who creates a complementary product and you don't want to step on their toes by trying to copy that. It's not in your niche anyways, but you know that it could boost your audience and their audience and your credibility if you found a way to combine those together. So for example, if you create math resources and you team up with someone who does the same thing in the same grade level, but for literacy, you could have a bundle that actually boosts sales for both of you. And you could cross-promote each other's products in a way that seems helpful, but not come across as too salesy, and grow your audiences. It's not just about sales though, it's also about building a supportive community. So if you're not into the community building piece, then I wouldn't recommend that you try to do this activity that I just mentioned. So let's recap what we learned today in this video. We covered how to leverage your seasonal products, optimizing your storefront so when your ideal customer lands that they're excited and they want to scoop up everything, engaging your audience with a marketing plan and planning that completely ahead of time. And we also talked about what it could look like if you collaborated with other TPT sellers. These strategies can help you hit your monthly income goals and beyond, and I've tried them all out, and I can tell you that if you are the kind of person that likes to have a plan and move a few steps ahead, you will probably do really well with anything that involves that process of having a blog and knowing that, okay, a month from now, I need to have this done. Having it all marked out in your planner is the next level thing that you could do and the gift that you could give your future self. And when you're looking at your data from your TPT store, and if your sales are down a particular month, go back to the drawing board and see where you didn't have a plan. And I guarantee there's going to be a hole there where something didn't align with your goal and your actionable steps didn't match up with what you wanted to happen. Remember, you can always come over onto Instagram and send me a DM. Of course, I invite you to comment on any video. Let me know what was really helpful, maybe what you want to plan out for the month ahead. I love manifesting and putting it into writing. So in the comments below, tell me what you're going to work on and implement. So I am so grateful that you are a viewer on this channel. I appreciate you so much. If you felt a little bit overwhelmed by what your next steps could be in this season of your TPT store, remember that I have a free quiz that'll take you about 5 minutes and it'll walk you through exactly what your next best steps are inside of your store, and it will completely tailor it to you and your needs. So grab that in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.